actually watched the debate, man, and I feel like I seen a lot of people talking about how she got crushed and she did a, Trump came out calling her a monster and all of this, and I just really I don't feel like either one of them won. It just seemed, I mean, she didn't look like she was like being that combative with him, you know?
Mm.
It was like she seemed like she kept a good attitude the whole time. She did a lot of laughing and smiling, and I don't really like that, but you know, it kept her in the right spirit. Seemed like she didn't. To me, it don't. I don't see how he won so much. She did avoid the question when they asked her about the. Pence brought up, her conviction record and all of that type of stuff, and
Okay.
she kept
Mm.
saying like, I'm not about to sit up here and get chastised by you or whatever about the legal system and all of that. Well, I mean, rightfully so. I mean, obviously should have answered the questions, but that was pretty much the only question that she didn't answer to me. But I don't see how they look at it as if she was just destroyed by him, and he did a lot of going over his time, talking over, answering the questions from a question back, so he was always behind after the first one because the moderator, she wasn't having it. She kept trying to push him on and move him on and get the topics on the table, and she Kamala Harris did it one time or a few times, but I don't know, man. I don't really see how people are saying that she just got destroyed, and that don't mean I'm just all down with her and Joe Biden either. It's just I'm just looking at it from a neutral perspective, just listening, just trying to take in the facts of what they're talking about, and I don't know.
Mm. Well, I mean, I've heard. I didn't watch that debate. I watched the presidential debate. One of the things that I haven't heard is I haven't heard from either side anything about policy. It's just kind of like a bunch of sports fanatics rooting for their favorite team. Oh, Pence had a fly on his head, so he must be foolish. You know what I'm saying? All this type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But our debate, and I can't tell you one thing. No one has, you know, that hasn't the policies hasn't went viral. It's just about who you like. The sorority is bagging. They campaigning for Kamala Harris. Uh, of course, she would, you know, not want to talk about her actual work history because it's flawed. And so that was a good way to deflect that. And it's just about a popularity contest at this point. And still, it doesn't matter about who wins the popular vote. In the states that matter, it's still going to be controlled by the Republicans at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, we've yet to see those Iowas and Ohio's and those places like that really uh, support Biden.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of what I man. It's just a bunch of people arguing. Um, I pay attention to what people say on social media, and everybody's like, "Oh, you want that racism in place?" And the people that support Trump is like, "Hey, man, I like this policy." It's just funny, man. How the thing that I wanted to point out about the whole ordeal was, you know, um, when Obama was in office, through one of the first times that he said it, it was through Al Sharpton. It was like basically he's not he's the president of the United States and not just black folks. Even Kamala Harris has said something similar to that, like, when I'm elected, I just can't do anything for black folks. And it's just amazing how Biden can just come out with his plan for black folks, you know, and it's just so weird how, the white man can plainly state, hey, this is what I'll do for black folks. And then the black folks say, well, we can't just do that for y'all. It's just kind of like and I don't know. Why wait 41 years to roll out a plan for black folks if you're Biden, If he's been in office for, I feel like if I was in office and I was qualified for something, and I've been doing it for 40 plus years, I'll be running on what I've done, but I haven't heard anything he can boast about. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't put that out there. Not one time in the debate did he say, well, for 20 years, I've been doing this.
Yeah, right. That's
he can't say that.
Yeah, right. You're right. It seems like
and that's a shame.
That's all you should be talking about is what you've done all of these years in office. Being a politician, and Trump is not a politician, you should definitely have more stories, than him.
Exactly.
Well, what you think about another thing this week they've been saying is that, Trump is intimidated by quote unquote strong women. He arguing with Pelosi and, he's attacking all of these states with women's in charge, like, Michigan, obviously, what happened with some of the stuff he said that they say, or I guess, in the media that led to what happened yesterday with her being, militia planning to kidnap Gretchen Whitmer. What you think about that?
Well, while we on that, man, we might as well put it all on the table, man. So the Supreme Court, they ruled basically according to the law that Gretchen was breaking the law by forcing people to wear the mask. So when you look into the law that she tried, now they did work with her and allow her to continue that executive order. And so basically people have been being forced to wear masks illegally. And that is really what of course, no one wants to talk about that. They want to just talk about Trump and how basically and I've been telling y'all, this country will go into civil unrest if you continue to make force white people to wear these masks. And I think that has more to do with the kidnapping than Trump, but of course it fits that narrative if you want to paint this guy a male chauvinist or something like that. Now, if he just went against women, then you can be like, yeah, it might be a point, but I seen him go against men too. I feel like
you got some poppiness on your mic. I don't know. It just seems
like
about
it
now? Popping.
Is it popping now?
A little bit. Every time you every other word or so, it's a little staticky or something like that.
Word? What about now? Yo.
It's a little better now.
Word?
There it goes again. It's come back. I don't know what you did, but it fixed.
Let me see. What about now?
Yeah, I'm still there. Still a little choppy.
Choppy?
Just a little poppy. It's a little bit of static happening. It sounds like a connection. Man. It's cool now.
It's cool now?
Yeah, it's popping a little bit every time you go in and out. And y'all listening to the Talk 100 podcast on the Talk 100 network. I'm Jay Raphael here with my brothers Montel Skrilla and D. Marl in the background. I know D. Marl is over there watching that game 5 elimination game of the NBA Finals, possible elimination game. We're going to be doing a live play-by-play for the second half on his channel, Real Sports Time with D. Marl on YouTube. Check that out. But yeah, go ahead, Montel. Do a quick mic check.
Yo.
That's better. I don't know what you did.
Okay. I might have been just clipping, man.
It's a whole lot going on in the news.
That's a lot better, baby.
Okay. Man. All right.
What's up with you?
It was something going on.
Something wasn't right.
Something wasn't right, man.
Hey,
A bunch of popping and static and all kind of stuff. No,
it
I'm just playing,
It
man.
was.
wasn't that
You know,
bad.
I can't. No, man. That's not when I was listening. I was up at Park. When Chubb said that, I didn't even hear what it is. But I mean, he's the technical person. You're gonna hear all the
It's
stuff like
better
that.
now
So I'm
though.
saying it now in all fun because honestly, I didn't hear it. I didn't hear anything. But I know, but Chubb he listening for that intentionally to make
He
sure
is.
everything's straight.
I'm not. I
I,
just heard it. It caught my
But
attention.
I
Montel
ain't
ain't
hear
never
nothing.
usually got no issues like that.
yeah, I don't know what that could have been, man.
Yeah, we
Other
good.
than me clipping a little bit, and I turned my gain down. You know, hell, it could have just been me, man. I might be
We good to
static.
go. We good to
Nah.
go. How y'all week though been, man? I know it's Friday. Y'all ain't ready to turn up. I know D-Mar ready to turn all the way up.
Well, we'll see what happens with this game. These guys see what these guys can do.
What's the score?
But no. Well, last time I looked, let me see. It's towards the end of the quarter. There was like a 2 point thing, early 20s, 22, 21, and something like that. In the early part of the game, Dwight Howard had I think some came across the timeline. I didn't physically see it. Dwight Howard, I heard he got tangled up with Jimmy Butler with doing something. So they got into probably a little scuffle, whatever, because that's what he's gonna do right now. They definitely sent him out today to do the see if he can do the mental thing. That's LeBron. Remember how he got what's called a Draymond
Yep.
and trouble, see, because he know these moments. Because once again, these guys, yeah, they focus, but you can get them to lose it. You can get them to lose it if
No
you
doubt.
if you wild out and stuff like that. So he probably put it in his ear. Hey, go ahead. Because the bottom line is let's just face it. Even if Dwight get kicked out, is that gonna put him in a bad situation where they can't win? No. So even if he does it and push it to the limit and get a flagrant or get Jimmy in some foul trouble or get him into something like that, they're gonna do it. So it's a
Even
part
though
of the
I
game
feel
plan
better,
too.
I feel they
LeBron trying
better
to get them the
with
hell out of there.
Dwight
He
Howard
trying to end
anyway.
this shit.
Hey, either way, I think they better with Dwight Howard though.
No. Oh, absolutely. I agree. I totally agree. I'm just saying that's part of one of the things probably in the little game plan to do
Hmm.
that, irritate him a little bit, you know. But yeah, so y'all saying that y'all did that segment on Kamala and everything else. Where you at now?
Yeah, we was just
What do
on
you got
Trump,
coming up
man, and
next? I know you're not recording right now.
yeah, actually we are, and we actually live right now on YouTube. Where else, Montel? Like, well, three other places right now. So yes, we are.
We up and running, baby.
We
Uh-huh.
out here.
Yeah.
We out here. Yeah, we was just chopping it up about
Oh man,
Gretchen
so, well,
Whitmer.
I figured
The
we wasn't because you was telling them. I figured we wasn't because you was telling them to go ahead and check his mic and stuff
nah,
like. Hey, we off now. I thought that's what you were saying.
nah, it just happened
Oh,
in the
okay.
middle of the hookup. So look, we was talking about old Gretchen Whitmer, the governor here in Michigan. Some militia was threatening to kidnap her. Got caught by the feds yesterday.
Uh-oh.
So yeah, Montel was
Wow.
giving us a little rundown of what's really going on.
Yeah, my basically
Mm.
to sum that up is that has more to do with that standoff that happened with the COVID-19 situation. Like I tell y'all every week, you make these white folks wear these masks, man, they will go into civil unrest. It is not a
What did they?
game to them.
But they've already seemed to they've already seemed to be okay with it.
No, they're
Not
actually
true.
not.
Not true.
Nowhere, not just Michigan
Not
though.
true.
You seeing it all on
Well,
the internet every day, all day.
yeah,
Hey, Anthony.
man.
Yeah. They say
It's
Anthony Davis, man, is a down. I don't know what's going on with him. Anyway, but go
So
ahead.
look,
Go ahead.
man,
What y'all
we're
saying?
gonna get into this.
I know we got it.
We're gonna get into this Tory Lane situation
Mm,
before I in a minute. But only thing I want to say about this political climate and all of this, I just think that this year is going to be something like this election and all of this is going to be something that we never ever seen, never experienced. I don't think nobody know how this is about to play out. I do believe that if Trump so happened to lose, that he is going to do something or perform in a way that we're not ready for. I just believe that. And he got a lot of support. He's sending a lot of subliminal messages and secret messages to people, right in your face. And it's gonna be something, man. It's definitely gonna be something. Pelosi trying to get rid of him right now.
Mm.
So they dealing with that. They dealing with a whole lot of different things, man. And it's gonna be something to sit back and watch. I tell you that.
Yeah,
Y'all
it's
voting? Are y'all going out to vote?
I
no,
don't go
I
there.
don't. No, I won't be voting for neither one of them, man. Like I say, I'm a policy man, and neither one of them have put out a policy. To be honest with you, I like some of Trump's policies. I haven't heard anything from the Biden camp. So at the end of the day, uh, nah, I won't be voting, man. And if I were to, um, I probably would be concentrating. But I haven't seen anything on the local end either.
Mm-hmm.
So, so I don't have a bone to pick. I mean, if Trump win, he win. If Biden wins, I kind of have more worry about the economy, but I mean, it is what it is, It just, I don't know why everybody tripping over, a so-called racist. Like, I don't know. You haven't been able to prove to me that it hasn't been a racist in the White House, including Obama, for
Mm.
that matter.
Mm.
That's another
But it
story.
still ain't been all out in your face like Trump. Trump is definitely
Eh,
a different type of guy. It's a little bit more hidden and just systematic and, policy based than, with other presidents. He's the first one who called, these people who clearly are trying to start some mess peaceful and nice. And like, how you going to refer to people like that? Like little things like that let you know where he stand and what tip he on, man.
that's his support base,
I'm
and
saying, but they
honestly, I don't think he think like that because, um, in a sense of he know where his base come from. So Trump is like, if you ever watch a rally, which if you could stomach it, he'll play up to the crowd, But that is his base, and he understands that. So he's not going to tear down his base to appease somebody that what I'm saying. Like that's a trick bag for him because like it or love it, what I'm saying. That is part of that base that he has. Now, um, it doesn't necessarily mean that that's what he on, but he will play up to that. He plays up to that crowd. I mean, he's been on record as saying that Republicans were stupid. You know what I'm saying? Because he was riding with the Democrats on certain issues. So it's. I think he's just the opportunist. He's a capitalist, and I honestly feel like if he had a a tougher opponent, he probably would lose. But Biden is not that guy. You know what I'm saying? He's not. Again, is I mean, Biden has been on record to say certain racist things. That they trying to clean up. So again, to me, it's just too racist. I mean, I've never known. Um, Even with Kennedy, when you look at some of his policies, he wasn't as pro-black as some people try to paint him to be, So but yeah, man, that's a whole nother story, man, of American politics, man. Now it's been some A1 cats that stood up, but not not who we like to celebrate, you know, and it's just because you got to pay attention. You can't look at the popularity of a president. You have to look at the policy, who supported policy, who passed it, how it got passed through, and the people that supported it or um, spearheaded it, and just history would tell you that. You know, just for an
Yeah,
example.
this is your boy Montel Skrilla, and you are listening to Talk 100. Catch us every Friday night at 9 p.m. on Twitch. Just search NCG Media, and on YouTube, Talk 100, and Facebook, Talk 100.
Yeah,
You know,
man.
Yeah, this
King
is your
was a
boy
Republican
Montel
and Kennedy was a Democrat. Just to paint that picture, you know, so they wasn't walking hand in hand like history tries to paint, you know, the two together, you know.
Yeah,
So
no
Kennedy
doubt.
had some racist views as well. Yeah, like I say, it just that's just American politics, you know. But yeah, man, that Gretchen thing was a bombshell, to say the least, man. But no, I don't know if, you know, if the Trump thing and the Kamala Harris and all that has to do with them being women. He just go after whoever go after him, and he don't bite his tongue, you know. And I respect that, because you know Obama tried to dance around certain things, and he wasn't no like a stand up cat, in my opinion. You know, he was just like one of them. Well, you know, like, nah, man. Like everything that he said he couldn't do, Trump came in and did it. So it just lets you know, like, you don't need as much support as you may think. You gonna be a man and stand on what you stand on, or you know, if you about that life, you about that life. You know, love it or hate it, it is what it is. But you were
Yeah.
saying something about the Tory Lane.
Yeah, man. Before we get out of here, we got about 15 more minutes. I just want to know: is he going to jail or not? Is he gonna be able to beat this? I know you believe.
Well, I mean, they got to produce some evidence, you know, because I mean, I've heard them prosecuted in the court of opinion, but according to the reports I read, it was his bodyguard and her best friend that was in the vehicle as well. So I haven't heard anything from either one of those people to confirm any either one of their stories. And to me, until that comes out, you know, you'll have to just kind of see what kind of evidence they have. Because I can leave here today and be like, oh man, JR shot me. And not to say that, you know, I don't know. I what I want to do, man, I want us to be more intelligent and not just be so gung ho about this cancel culture.
Well,
You
I
know what I'm
mean,
saying?
but just when you think about it from a legal, I mean, I'm not a lawyer or whatever, but for them to be moving forward with another charge, it's got to mean that they got new information or some new type of evidence, whether it's planted or not. They got to be standing on something to charge him with, you know, a case like a charge like that. You know, he facing like 22 years.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
different from just a
Well,
pistol.
here's my question. Is he? I mean, did he shoot her or not?
That's what we don't know.
We don't know. He
What
said
what
he
we
didn't.
what we
She
do
said
know,
he did.
but what we do know is what you said, Montel, which is that he had no gun residue powder on his hands. I mean, if you shoot a gun, anybody know you gonna have, you know, some type of blowback on your clothes or whatever, you know. So I don't know.
Well, when did forensics get a chance to check that? From what when were they when did that happen?
He was arrested
Was
that
that within
night.
the first?
I mean, he was
He
arrested
was
that
arrested
night.
immediately.
He was arrested on the scene when they was all laid out. He ended up getting charged with the firearm and firing it at her or whatever. I don't know. Wait a minute. Now that's the new charge. But he ended up getting charged with having a loaded firearm in a vehicle, and that's
Mm-hmm.
not a 22-year charge. So
Mm-hmm.
you know the new charge is him firing the gun and causing her bodily harm. So that's a whole nother, you know. I don't know. I mean, I haven't really dug into it that much. I just hear about it surfing through online and stuff. So I don't know, man. That's pretty much all TMZ reported too. When I saw that, that's where I saw it at.
Yeah, I had to check myself in the process of it all because, I'm not gonna lie. Like when I first heard it, I'm like, well, why would he shoot her? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh man, he's a this, that, and the other, and got to calling them names. And then I heard his side, and he's like, well, I ain't do it. And I thought about it. I'm like, well, dang, I haven't seen no evidence
He just don't
that. I'm
seem
not
that
saying that
stupid to
Megan
me.
wasn't shot, but I just want to be on the correct side of caution before I cancel somebody publicly to just at least hear both sides, man. And I'm not saying that she could be lying. I've heard reports of her being so drunk she wouldn't have known what happened.
But they
You
said
know
she
what I'm
wasn't
saying?
facing. She didn't see who shot her. Period. She wasn't facing what the direction of where the bullet came from. So she couldn't
then
just say that it was him, and that's what the problem was in the beginning. I guess.
Well, she
Mhm.
put some cockamamie story out at first saying she didn't want to say what had really happened because he was a black man and she was afraid that the police would just show up and kill them all. And like, so even when she was in the hospital, she never said she was shot. So that was one of the things that, what I'm saying, that kind of threw me off as well. And then, this little Twitter rumor mill is her and her best friend are no longer friends on social media after that point. So it's kind of like what happened with that,
I just
you
can't
know?
see why he would, at the height of his career, just throw everything away. It's too much at stake, man. And I don't take him. I done seen him in interviews, and I just don't take him as being an idiot like that. You know what I mean? If it was an accident, it was an accident. People done accidentally shot a gun before, and but I just don't see him making a choice to pull no trigger on her on purpose and just shoot her. That don't make sense. At the top
Yeah,
of
Well,
his
so
career, man.
and so what would they be looking at if it was a mistake?
he's still doing
Oh, he
time
threw.
because he was, he unlawfully discharged a firearm.
Yeah, man.
Mhm.
It's he still would be in trouble.
He not even from
You
the
know,
United States, bro. It's too much at stake, man, for him to be so careless to me.
Where's the brother? Where's he from? As a matter of
He
fact,
from
because that's the
Canada.
part I just.
He from
he's from
Toronto.
Toronto.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
But
I
I
mean,
listened to the
Okay.
album. I did listen to the album, and it is fire, man.
yeah,
But one of the points he made is that I've never hit a woman before,
yeah,
and
right.
that's what you kind of have to, if I got anger issues, it should be another woman rushing to the stage and be like, "Oh yeah, well he beat me," and who, you know what I'm saying? Like if you got a history of like if this would have happened to Joe Button,
Or if it, yeah,
I
yeah,
hate to say
or
it, you would be like, "Well, dang
well,
man,
no. Your reputation matters. Your reputation does matter. Now, if it hasn't, then that's why it needs to be investigated. Where if somebody snapped for some reason, they got a clean record. That's on anything that's brought in some kind of alleged crime. Then when they don't have anything that even trails back that so in other words, nothing to at least attach it to, hey, this has been previous behavior, then that's when they gotta dig in and really find out even more so than all of the evidence. That way, in that way, if it is a true accident, then how did that accident happen? I mean, even if you're a licensed gun carrier, what were you doing? Kind of just grabbing for your gun just for a second plan? Or if you were mad, you did something that again you never did before, just grab your gun and try to just have an idle threat, and what actually happened. That's what has to be found out. But the bottom line is, I guess what you just mentioned is the fact, mistake or not. If that's turned out to where his hands and fingerprints are on that gun, it's not about just residue. If his hands was on that gun, on anything that places him connected with that weapon,
well, he
and he
already been
actually did it,
charged with that.
mistake or not,
He already been
then
charged with that. So
I mean, but that would be enough to charge him. The fingerprint on the
that's it.
gun that shot
It,
her.
it it's That's absolutely right. All they're
But
gonna
they
do
didn't
is
do
tie
that
it
in the
in, and
beginning
12
though.
people, and 12 people
It
are gonna
wasn't in the
decide his
beginning
fate, and
though.
that's that.
It wasn't in
So
the
that's why I asked the
beginning though.
questions I asked.
Listen, it wasn't in the beginning though. Remember, he
I don't care
just
about it in the beginning.
listen,
Did he
listen,
did he
listen.
have did he
He
have
just
because
got
anything alive
charged
can be a
again.
beginning.
Listen, man. He just got charged again. He just got a new charge. If that was the case, they would have charged him all with all of that in the beginning. There's new
Hmm.
information that they standing on now, like I said. So that's just how I go.
I
Obviously,
mean, she
they
did
didn't
come
have
out and say he shot her. So I don't know if that was the case, because
Well, it was based on
know,
the video. I thought I saw somewhere like the new he did a video for Most High or something like that. I watched the video the other day. But when I watched it, I didn't know if that was like his only. I haven't listened to the album yet, so I didn't know if that was his only song that he created that kind of talked about his innocence or whatever.
nah, you gotta listen to the whole.
It's a few of them on there.
Cause he do bring out a couple good points that, like I said, I was, kind of like, man, let me see what he on, man, cause he's a beep bleep bleep bleep, and you know what I'm saying. And then I thought about it. I was like, well, dang, I didn't see any evidence of him doing that, and I canceled them. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I thought about that. I was like, man, we have to get better at that, include myself, as far as canceling people before you hear the whole matter. It's cool to be undecided. You know what I'm saying? Because especially if you have sons and they becoming older, so you don't ever want to create an atmosphere for just someone to just say, hey, he did this, and then his whole career's gone and his freedom and everything before the court, because according to the law, you're innocent until proven guilty. So I don't see how we've gotten to the point where we can publicly assassinate someone's character,
That ain't gonna
whether it
never
be
change.
true
But
or
that's always
false.
happened.
But look though, you're right. It has always
That's
happened.
always
It's
happened.
amplified
It
now
has,
thanks
but
to
that's
the
not
internet.
what the law states.
It don't
you
matter
know what I'm
though.
saying?
Everything is affected by the internet now. Period. That's the silent 6-man or however you want to look at it. It's just in the picture. It's just in the game now. And we ain't gonna never get away from that. The more we complain about stuff like that, the worse it's gonna get. You know what I mean? And that's just a part of the game, man. And everybody is influenced by it. Period. The judges,
True.
They're gonna go and look at comments and what people saying about this and that, and they'll be influenced by that.
And were the police influenced by it and say, well, we had no evidence to arrest them right when it happened, but public opinion is swaying. We got to get on the right side of this thing, because normally they'll come out and say, hey, new information has arisen and blah, blah, blah. They found this. I didn't hear that from them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. But we know that they can't, give a new charge without something new, or else they would have charged them for everything in the beginning. You know what I mean? So it's something that we don't know. I mean, it's pending litigation. It's not like they can really talk about it too much to allow him to be making moves or whatever. I don't know, man.
Yeah. But in the thick of it, that girl got back in that car with that man. If you just shot, if you just shot me, even if they had got into a fist fight, that wouldn't have happened.
He put out a tweet that says, I'm gonna read the tweet. It says with these emojis, time will tell. That's what that means. And the truth will come.
Time will tell it all.
And the truth will come to light. I have all faith in God to show that love to all my fans and people that have stayed true to me and know my heart. A charge is not a conviction. If you have supported me or Meg through this, I genuinely appreciate you. This was October 9th, 2020. Today. This morning.
Yeah, baby. That's how you do it. Now, here's the question. Is he in custody?
He probably posted bail, as far as I know. I think that's what I had came across earlier. The Lakers is losing this one, man, 41-50.
Oh, that ain't
That's
about to lose.
45.
Garrett.
That ain't nothing.
It's 45-50. They scored.
Oh, they just
They
scored
just
it.
yeah. I'm watching. Yeah, I have of course we're talking, and then I'm seeing the play-by-play on the app, on the NBA app. But that's what happened in this. I think the game before last, they were trailing before the half, and then the last 2 minutes they were trailing like 11 out of the last 2 minutes. They closed the gap, and it was either even or they were down 1 point. And then in the second half, that was it. It was lights out, and everything went how it went. Not the particular game that Jimmy Butler scored his 42 points. So, but we'll see what happens after this first half. A lot of, from what it looks like, some of these guys are just now getting warmed up. I'm not talking about LeBron. Actually, so far, LeBron is at 19 or 20 points. So actually, he's doing his job. So if they do win, like we talked about earlier, J. Ralph, he'll get Finals MVP. Because you once again, Anthony Davis, this is the slow first half for him, things like that. Ooh, Kuzma just made. We got to stop talking about that. I know because this isn't sports time, but
yeah, no doubt. I just
don't get me started again, Skrilla.
I just really hope that with this.
But we
Tory
almost
Lane,
at half, and I know we wrap it up. But no, with this Tory
Bro,
Lane thing,
bro.
it's just.
I just really hope
interesting.
that it's just fair, man. That's all I hope.
You just want.
Let's just get the facts on
Now,
the
what
table.
is your gut? What is your gut telling you? What is your gut telling you on him?
I already said, like, I just don't feel like he that stupid. Even I just can't. I don't know, man. For him to come out and do this music video and all this stuff, that would be, if he guilty of this, that would be just so disrespectful. For him to come out talking all this innocence, I just don't think he that stupid, man. He must got a story, obviously, that everybody don't know. And I can't wait to hear what it is. For real. I just wanted it all to be able to go on the table with fairness, put all the facts on the table. Let's figure it all out. I mean, obviously, she did get shot. If it was his gun, it was his gun. It don't seem like he arguing that one. So
now, if they're protecting somebody, that's the other part we know. Is there a missing person? Is somebody else involved?
well,
that's the key.
with him, right?
And
it was another
Montel,
person in
somebody
the
else
car,
involved.
Right?
Yeah, man.
There was another
Okay,
girl
so
involved.
it was.
So they're living by the no snitch. So they're living by no snitch, Skrilla, is what's happening. And see, they're gonna squeeze him and make him take the fall for it until somebody talks. Him or Megan better say something then.
Well,
Who's
this
this invisible
according to
person?
this Billboard report, it said that basically people were arguing in the SUV, and they saying that the shots were fired in the air, and because they seen a cut on Meg on her foot. I mean, you think about it, they never said that she was shot. They just said that she had a cut on her foot, and that's what made them search the vehicle to find the gun. So that's when Tory Lanez was. So it probably wasn't on his person; it was just in the SUV. Maybe he said, "Yeah, that is mine," or "whoopty whoop."
Well, so that make me say, was that even the actual gun that shot her? Like they got to do forensic tests on the gun.
Well, you know, they gotta have they have procedure when somebody is shot. You know, that becomes an investigation in itself. And I never seen where they pulled any fragments out of her foot.
Well, she had to get surgery.
Like that.
Yeah, that's what they said. She immediately had to get surgery on that foot, and they pulled the bullets or leftover fragments, whatever was in there, out. But if they got a weapon, they had to do some type of state, forensic test on that weapon. I'm sure they could do that as fast as possible. I just don't know if that's part of the facts that's on the table.
That's kind of shady because, and that's why you kind of got to step back and say, well, we got to let this thing play out, because how is it that right there on the spot, there's a gun there, someone's been shot, but he's not charged with shooting, he's charged with possession, and then he walks away. He walks out of the precinct just.
Yeah, right.
That doesn't make sense.
Right. That is crazy, man.
You get what I'm
Something
saying?
Something got to make sense out of this.
Yeah, I'm
so
gonna have to look at it a little bit more.
And then the Billboard said somebody shot into the air. Well, if you know how do you know if the shots were in the air? So that means that whoever called the police had to see what happened. So again,
there's another person involved.
I have to correct myself. Not only the two people that were in the SUV besides Megan and Tory, whoever called the police and gave the Billboard magazine article the information, they had to see. Because when you talk about somebody shooting in the air, when you hear gunshots, you don't know if it's in the air or if it's being pointed straight. So for them to specifically put in this article that shots were fired in the air, that means you had to see the person's arm go up and the nozzle fire go up in the air and be pointed up. So who was it? Was it a short man, tall man, white man, black man? Was it a woman?
Bottom line,
you know what I'm saying?
Bottom line is somebody else involved. Who we're
Exactly.
not talking about.
And somebody seen what happened if they saying that they shot in the air.
Man, that's crazy, man. I was shocked when I'm like, this dude dropped the album and he putting out videos, you know. Ain't no way I'll be doing that. He's not even from the United States. There's just too many things that make my logical mind say, nah, man, there's got to be something else to it, bro. But we shall see. You know what I'm saying? We listening to the Talk 100 podcast. We do this every Friday night. Just get on here and run down the front page. You know,
That's
current
right.
events, what's happening in the world. You know what I mean? Tune in, check with us. You can check us out on the website. Click the live link in the navigation bar. And I think the Twitch feed is over there. So we also on YouTube and a few other sites that I don't really know right offhand, but YouTube and Twitch, that's all that matter right now. Check us out every week. Come sip with us.
Peace.
Yeah, this is
Peace.
your boy Montel Skrilla, and you are listening to Talk 100. Catch us every Friday night at 9 p.m. on Twitch. Just search NCG Media, and on YouTube, Talk 100, and Facebook, Talk 100.
Thank you.